class. It's April 30th, Thursday, April 30th, and we are in our penmanship class now. So today we're going to continue to talk about plot, and we're on lesson 120. So I want you to get a sheet of paper and a pencil, and you're going to start writing another journal entry. Okay, once you complete all of your journal entries, I want you to put them in a notebook together or in some book that you can combine. This will become your book. You are the author and the publisher of your book. And so when you publish it, remember how you learn how to go through all of the writing steps. So when you get to the publishing step, you can allow someone else to read it. But it's important that you use complete sentences, you make complete sentences, you capitalize, you punctuate, put those commas in there, exclamation where you need them, conjunctions like and, so and so did this and that. You know, all the things that we have been learning in second grade, you want to combine them all, and then you want to use them to bind them in your own binder. I don't care what it is, as long as it's together. And you want to, that's why you have your dates on there, because you want to date them and put them in your binder in chronological order, which means one date after the other. You wouldn't put April before October. You see what I mean? So you would start off with when you first did your first entry. You can take those pages out of whatever books they're in, organize them, and then bind them together in another book. Make a pretty cover for your book. I like doing that too. So just do something nice so you can always have this book. You can name your book, put a title on your book, okay? And you are the author, the illustrator, so you just do whatever you like once you finish. But that's what we've been doing this whole year. So we only have 2 weeks left. So let's get into some other important parts. Okay, today you're going to be starting a new journal entry, lesson 120, dated for today, April 30th. You can put Thursday on there. You know how to do that with a comma, and then April, capitalize these two words, and then the date 30th, comma 2020 or 2020. Okay, so the objective of this lesson today is properly forming a paragraph. You know, the first line is indented. We know that. And your title is above that, and it is in the center of the line. It's not on the side. You started in the center of the line. So you're going to be applying creative ability to develop the plot in a story, just like we did before. So we're going to be writing today about the lost suitcase. The lost suitcase. Okay? Think about a suitcase. Remember what I told you from the beginning. Think of your head, your brain, as a suitcase. You're going somewhere. When you started out at the beginning of school, you were going somewhere. Where are you going? You're going to third grade. So you have to take your suitcase and you start packing all of this information that you have gathered, all these things that you have learned, and put them in your suitcase. You're going to take them to third grade. When it gets so full, you're going to unpack in third grade, because you'll already know that the teacher may ask you, how do you develop a plot? Ooh, what is the plot? You can just unpack it out of your bag and just tell her. Okay, your suitcase, or your bag as some people call it. All right, so think about all the things that you would have in your suitcase if you're all packed and ready to go somewhere. So you would probably have your clothes, your shoes, your sunglasses, your hairbrush, your blanket, stuffed animal, maybe a stuffed animal, and some other things. So you're going to bring that suitcase full of things, but in this case, we're going to use our head and what we have learned in class. We're going to use our big brain now. It is so full of things that you learned in second grade. So we're going to pack a few more things in, okay, because we're not completely ready yet. Okay, now we'll talk about the plot. What does the plot tell? Well, it tells what will happen to the characters in the story. All right. So, what is your favorite story with a good plot? Well, think about it. I have my good story, my favorite story. You have yours that had a good plot. Okay. So now we're going to start with our creative writing. Writing. The Lost Suitcase. Today you will be writing a story with the lost suitcase as the character. What happens to the suitcase in your story? How did it get lost? Did it get lost in an airport? Did it fall out of your trunk as you were driving home from vacation? As you write the story, think about what your plot will be. So here's some information gathering. Suitcases come in many shapes, colors, and sizes. Suitcases can be soft when made out of thick cloth or hard when made out of metals like plastic. Many suitcases are designed to be easy to move by including features such as handles and wheels. So, you're going to be developing a good plot by asking these questions. Okay, I have the questions written. Who is the character? Suitcase. What is your character's name? What does your character look like? That's what you want to answer in when you say who is a suitcase, who is a character in a suitcase. What is Suitcase's name? What does Suitcase look like? Okay. What is the event? Is your character trying to make it home? Is Suitcase trying to make it home? Did Suitcase decide to take a vacation on its own? Those are the kind of things you could include. Now you want to ask this. What will happen next? Is Suitcase about to meet someone interesting? Is Suitcase about to figure out how to get home? So those are some of the kind of things you can come up with, you can ask. So now, in developing your story, by asking those questions, you want to think about these things. What happens in the beginning? What is your character going to start out doing? How did it become lost? You want to ask a question. What happens in the middle? What challenge or event will it face? Does someone come along to help it? Then you want to think about what happens in the end. What should happen to the character to finish the story? Does it make it home? And then you would say, your closing sentence, finally, whatever, whatever, or in conclusion, or whatever you want to say at the end to let us know it is the end of your paragraph or your story. You can write more than one paragraph. You should be writing 2 to 3 paragraphs now instead of one, because you know how to write one paragraph, and you can include like the 3 points. This will be your first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. And so you would just keep writing. It's fun to write. And it's even more fun when someone else reads it. Okay, I want you to upload those and send them to me so that I may read them, and you will get an English grade for doing so. So go ahead and do that. And this is the end of our lesson, of our English lesson for today.